Welcome back, everyone. And today I'm telling you 5 different ways you can use your $1,200 stimulus check. Everyone has different situations and everyone has unique financial situations, and they will all need to use their $1,200 check very differently. If you go online, if you look on TV, there's a bunch of different people who call themselves money experts who tell you what the best way to use this check is. They give you one way, and that's the best. They don't give you a bunch of different alternatives on how to spend this money. So today I'm going to summarize a bunch of different online resources, a bunch of different articles, and break down 5 different ways you can use this money. Some of it may be common sense, some of it may not. But what the whole point of this article is to share with you, and I like on this channel to spread ideas about personal finance. So what we're going to do is just break down the 5 different ways you can use this $1,200, and hopefully one of the 5 works best for you. Everyone has their own unique financial situation, and of course, pick the way to use this money that works best for you in your life. So number 1, the first way I believe you should use this check is to take care of your immediate needs. So these are the things you need to live day in and day out, such as your rent, food, any monthly utility bills. Take care of those first. You want to have some stress. We are in a crazy time right now, and I want to make sure, and everyone wants to make sure that you're not completely out of money. So use this check to take care of those monthly needs if need be. If you don't have any cash saved up, then take care of them. If you completely stopped working, you don't have any income coming in, use this cash to get by through this month or maybe get through next month. Take care of those immediate needs first. The second way I would recommend using this $1,200 check is to save it. If you have some cash still in the bank that you can use for your monthly bills, or you're still working a little bit, you're not completely laid off, you still have some income coming in that can cover your monthly bills, don't treat this as fun money. Save it. We have no idea what's going on in the world. There is no accurate prediction of how long this is going to happen and how long we're going to have to be out of work. We don't know how long till the unemployment goes back to a regular level. We don't know how long until people will stop losing jobs. So it doesn't hurt to have money in the bank. I'm a financial investor. I really preach about investing your money. Time in the market is better than timing the market. So I really preach about consistently investing. But at this point in time, that may not be the best for some people. Some people, the best thing to do is maybe take this $1,200 check, put it in the bank, and let it sit there. Just have the cash available because we don't know what's going on in the world right now. There's a lot of uncertainty moving forward about how fast we're going to recover and continue to thrive and the economy is going to get back and running. So it's always feel good, have that ease of mind to have some cash saved up. So if the money's need to pay immediate necessities like food, utilities, rent, like I said, as number 1, then absolutely put that there. Absolutely pay those off. Make sure your life continues the way it needs to be. But if you are okay and you still have some income coming in or you have some money in the bank, throw this money into the emergency fund. Right now is the time where this emergency fund, if you have one or you need to start building one, is extremely important because we have no idea what's going to happen moving forward. And having money right now in the bank is better than not having money. So right away, I would say, save it. That would be number 2 on my recommended things on how to do with this money. If you need it right now for immediate expenses, like I said in number 1, by all means, take care of your immediate needs. But number 2, if you're so far right now, if you're okay, you can handle all your monthly bills for the next month or 2, add this to your emergency fund. Throw it in the bank, keep it there. It's always right in a time of uncertainty to have money and not need it than to need money and not have it, right? So keep this money, save it. Don't spend on anything you don't need. And now let's move on to number 3. So the third thing I would recommend to do with this money is if you have an income coming in, if you feel comfortable with all your immediate expenses for this month, if you have a nice emergency fund that covers at least 3 months of your expenses, then I recommend doing number 3, which is pay off debt. So like it says here, if you're able to cover your bills and have a healthy balance in your emergency fund, then paying off debt is kind of worth it. That's, in my opinion, the next step. So if you have cash sitting in the bank, you understand that your income right now may have to stop because who knows what's going to happen. We may see more economic shutdowns. That if you feel comfortable with where you are, with how much money you have in the bank, how much money you have coming in, if you feel somewhat safe, then I would say as number 3 to use this $1,200 check is to pay off any debt. Credit card debt, any high interest debt, any debt at all, to be honest with you. Use that money to help pay that down, reduce your liabilities, and that will hopefully reduce your monthly payments going out. The less money you owe means more money you can keep. So I would say if you're strong on cash, you have a nice emergency fund, I really recommend paying off debt. Who knows what's going to happen moving forward? Who knows if the economy is going to move into a deep recession, maybe even a depression? So it's always nice to eliminate as much debt as possible. So if you feel good with your money, all your immediate needs are safe. Number 3 is I'd recommend paying off any debt. Moving on to number 4. So of course this says number 3, but like I said, I took resources from a bunch of different sources and I combined them into my own personal opinion, what I think is best. So my number 4 is invest it. So of course the market is being crazy right now. This past week it's gone up, but in the last 2 weeks it was down 20%, 30%. So a lot of people think it's a great time to jump right in. And again, that's your personal call. I don't make any recommendations on how you invest your money. But I would only recommend right now to put this $1,200 in the market only if you are financially stable at this moment. Because there's a lot of uncertainty with how the market's going to perform. And that $1,200 could get lost in the market very easily. Within days or weeks, that money could lose a lot of its value. So what I recommend is make sure you are financially stable now, because the worst thing you can do is throw this $1,200 into the market thinking you don't need it right now. The market drops another 20, 30, 40%. That $1,200 comes back. You only have $700, $800 out when you really could have used that entire $1,200. So make sure you can pay off all your immediate needs. You have a nice emergency fund. Use the money to pay off debt. And then number 4, after you've done all that, if you are in a good financial position, I'd recommend invest that money. The market is a little bit down from its all-time highs right now. Although this past week we have seen some green, I recommend throwing that money into the market if you're in a strong financial position. Have that money in the market right now. Hopefully you leave it there for a long time, because the market always goes up in the long term, as we've seen from the last 150 years of history. Throw it into a simple index fund, it's whatever stock company you like, whatever investment vehicle you like. You can throw it in there, let that money sit there and continue to grow moving forward. Number 5 on my list, and this is, I would say, is considered tied with number 4, is help the community. Right now, there's a lot of people who need help in our society. There are a lot of people who do not have the financial funds and who have been laid off, who do not have work, do not have income coming in, who really do need money and do need food and do need resources. They need all the essentials. Their food banks are running low on food. Homeless people, homeless shelters are being overrun. So I really believe right now that number 4 and number 5 can be considered a tie. If you have numbers 1, 2, and 3 all done, and you can pay off all your immediate needs, you have cash in the bank that you know will cover as an emergency fund for 3 to 6 months of your expenses, you paid off all your high interest debt, you don't have a lot of debt on your plate right now, then I think helping the community with this $1,200 check is very important. I think if you are financially stable and you are in a strong financial position, whether you earned it yourself, whether you inherited it from someone else, it does not matter. This $1,200 check is, of course, not free money, but if you're in a strong financial position, it is not a desire for you, desired need. It is not a necessity that you receive this $1,200. So if you are in a strong position, I would really say helping out the community, whether it's buying essentials and donating it, whether it's donating the money directly to whatever charities in need. I really believe that donating the money, giving back to the community, which I'm sure you came from, the giving back to people who may need your help and need it more than you do right now is extremely important. Of course, you would want to take care of your family, take care of your personal life first, and I completely understand that. That's the society we live in. But what I recommend is if your personal life is solid, if you really believe that you can handle yourself over the next 3 to 6 months, a year, whatever it may be, then take this $1,200 and distribute it within your community. There are a lot of people struggling right now who really need help. So whether it's helping small businesses, whether it's donating to people like directly by buying essentials and dropping off at different donation centers, there's so many different things you can do to help people out in this time of need. And this $1,200 check that, if you do not need it directly for your personal life, can make huge differences in the lives of many other people. So I want to really make sure, put that at the end there when it's tied with, I would say, with investing. Investing only happens once your personal finances are secure. And I really think even this $1,200, even though it's a lot of money to some people, $1,200 into the market, even if you have it for 20, 30 years, it's not going to make or break your life. It's not going to be a life-changing amount of money. So I really believe right now, this money can be more useful to some people today than it may be for you moving forward into the future. So take the idea, keep that idea in your head that it might be best to actually use that money, that $1,200 check you received, and distribute it and help other people in society today. So thank you for tuning in. Those are my 5 different ways I think you can use your $1,200 stimulus check. Of course, there are a bunch of different ways you can use that money. I just shared with you, in my opinion, 5 different ways, according to people's different financial situations, that money would work best for them. Thank you. Looking forward to seeing you in my next video.